Welcome back to the DJ Motors YouTube channel. I know it's been a long time since our last video, but we've been really busy with work. For those who don't know, I am a mechanic by trade for a career. And so, work gets really busy and it's hard to come home after working on a bunch of cars to work on your own cars. A lot of people could understand that. But now it's winter, as you can see. And we're gonna try to get the E46 back up and running before Christmas Eve. So we'll see if we can get it done. So here's a recap of the E46 and where it currently stands. So the motor is in fact mounted. That was done by the previous owner. So we bought the car with the engine just sitting in here. Transmission was just hung with 2 bolts and a ratchet strap. So anyway, so we got the motor in. We've gotten the transmission out and completely assembled. Clutch is installed. We've got the hydraulics for the transmission sorted. We've got the custom transmission mount made. We've also got the drive shaft custom made and installed with an adapter. We also went ahead and did the chassis reinforcement and swapped in an E46 rear end. So today the plan is to get the headers in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the subframe. I do have a support holding the engine up top already. So I did remove the intake already, got the engine support on. And so now we're gonna remove the subframe to give us some more space because it is very tight here. And we're gonna see if we can get these headers installed to purchase these headers off Facebook Market. And they were supposed to be for E46 and there's some long tube headers. So hopefully we'll get those to fit. If we have to modify them, we'll do what we can or what we have to get them in and installed. And once the headers are in, we can worry about the rest of the exhaust later. That's not as big of a deal. And then we'll move on to other things. Maybe we'll work on getting the cooling system sorted, or we'll work on getting the fuel system sorted, or we can work on getting the power steering sorted. And then we got to get into some wiring and other stuff. So let's get started now. We'll drop the front subframe here and we'll try to get these headers in. So here we go, we've got the driver's side header right here. All right guys, so we ran into our first hurdle. The engine mounts do not fit with the headers. I'll give you guys a look why. They don't work with this header in the way. So I'm just gonna take a moment here to think. So we've got the headers in, as you can see. This is the passenger side, this is the driver's side. I'm having some problems with the mounts that came with the car. They're not fitting how they were before. So I've got the motor just kind of hanging in here. You could see the headers are pretty tight in here as well as in here. So we will have to do some massaging. Probably around this area here, just hammer it in a little bit just to gain a little bit of clearance. But I think I am going to go ahead and just raise the motor just a touch. Try to get this mount right here, the bottom of this, to be kind of more flush with the subframe. And I will probably end up getting a plate in there. I'll angle this something like that. I'll get a plate that kind of extends outwards, and I'll maybe put some gussets on the side here just to make sure it's strong. And that's probably how I'll end up using these mounts, because getting into fabbing a whole set of new mounts is going to take a little bit more effort than I'm willing to do right now. So yeah, at least the headers are in now. You can see right there. So we've got the engine supported on the top. We've also got it supported on the bottom. I went ahead and I've zeroed the gauge based on the subframe. So we are pretty good where we are. Seems like the passenger side just needs to come down a little bit. something like that. So I'm okay with a 0.1 degree is fine. Gonna have to do some trimming back here. It's hitting the valve cover a little bit. Other than that though, I think I'm pretty happy and satisfied with where she sits. So I will have to go ahead and make some kind of plate that will go on the subframe, and it will extend past the subframe right over to here. So I think it's gonna work out actually. And like I said, we'll do a little bit of massaging to the header there afterwards. But I'm pretty happy with where she sits, and I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do to get started on that. All right, so here's my cardboard aided design. Basically, this is gonna go in here. Like that. It's gonna sit further in like so. And then it's gonna butt up against the engine mount. So it's the same for both sides. We're just gonna go ahead and see if we can get a piece of metal here that's gonna be sufficient. Okay, we've got our plates bolted up, mocked in. Now we're gonna burn some welds in there. And yeah, it's looking good though. All right, we got the plates all welded up. We've got the paint all dried in our own little paint booth here. Now we'll get it all reinstalled. Yeah, the engine mounts should be good now. Alrighty, so we've got our motor mounted back up. We've got the support removed. Headers are installed. And that's it. So now we got to move on to other things. Worrying about the cooling system, the fuel system, wiring, power steering, a whole bunch of other stuff. But for now, that's it. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.